what kept me going on with trading was the fact that it requires you to become an individual who needs to be disciplined and focused, and all the personal development that comes along with it is what kept me going on.
Whereabouts are you?
I am based in Dubai, UAE.
Dubai. Oh, okay. Good. Hence the good internet.
Indeed. The benefits to this sandpit.
Yeah. Of course, many benefits. Yeah.
Indeed.
Enjoy living there? How's life there? You enjoying it there?
Yes, I can. I love it. Actually, it's great. I've been here for more than a decade now, and kind of a lot of growth, progress in my life and career. So overall, pretty happy. I guess the only thing that I would whinge about is the summers, but apart from that, just honestly.
Yeah, July and August must be a real killer for you. Yeah, I can imagine.
Where about you?
I'm in England, so we have the complete opposite problem. It's too cold most of the time, and then July and August is actually quite nice. So yeah, we need to sort of meet somewhere halfway. So all right, okay, good stuff. Right, well, let's get started. Pretty relaxed. I think you may have seen some other past interviews. I don't know, but start off with maybe just an introduction. Maybe just tell us a bit about yourself. How long you've been trading, that kind of thing, and then we'll move on from there. Okay.
Sure, sounds good. So I've been trading for nearly about a decade now. I started back in 2014, so it was quite interesting because I started with something which was called as Dubai Professional Trading Group, and it was like a small kind of a setup, and where they had these six-figure traders who were trading for hedge funds, and these were futures traders, right? So this was like, it was suddenly you're thrown as a rookie, thrown into a world of top league players. You're talking about Ronaldo, Messi, and everyone, and you're like the new guy who comes in, and you're seeing all this flash. And ironically enough, all these traders were very humble. They didn't have social media presence. They were very quiet, nobody drove fast cars. In fact, some of them didn't even have cars, let alone fast car. And they were very grounded individuals. And I started trading on the ladders, which is essentially, price action, just order flow. No charts whatsoever. So they all had different setups. And I started learning order flow, and there was limited understanding and knowledge of what was going on. I did spend a few months learning it, and I did get a lease line connection. So you have a trading desk, which is $2,500 back in 2014, for a 1 month setup, and a futures account with Towers Trading Group. I think it was Marex Capital back then. And it was $25,000, right? So that's a lot of money.
I was going to say, it was expensive back then. Yes, it was. Yes.
Yes. This is pre-platform era, right? And guess what happens on the day one is I make money. So I make $4,000, and I'm like, bloody hell, nailed it. I still remember back home and like that's it. We're sorted for the rest of our lives. And as you can imagine, it was a bit of a downhill journey from there on. And but it was important because it had a lot of lessons and learning. What kept me going on with trading was the fact that it requires you to become an individual who needs to be disciplined and focused, and all the personal development that comes along with it is what kept me going on. And since then, I kind of stuck out with it, strategy hopping, FOMO, building accounts, anything and everything under the sun, chasing the market, chasing price, to eventually reaching the point where I am at this point in time, right? So that's been my journey. I think a lot of time and capital has been invested in terms of growth mindset, coaches, one-to-one sessions. Not so much on the trading side of things, but mainly the psychology side of things is what has helped make that shift.
Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, so all right. So you said this has brought you to where you are now. So where are you now? You're funded with FundedNext, I'm assuming, and you're trading prop. What are you trading? What are your favorite assets?
I trade mainly the equities, so it's essentially NASDAQ and Dow. Those are the only two that I stick.
US indices. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, US indices, and I trade very specific setup at specific times. Although I can be a little bit of a little bit mischievous, taking trades when I shouldn't be taking trades, and then it comes back to bite me rather quickly.
We all try the discretionary trade once in a while, just to test our knowledge, and it quickly humbles us.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So great. Sounds like we've maybe got a bit in common here. You trade NASDAQ and US30. I'm assuming you're a New York session trader for that reason.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And day trader, in and out before the day's end.
Yes. Yes. I'm not. Maybe I've heard of the person called ICT. So it seems to be the thing. And it's very interesting because I used to see things that he talks about in the market. I used to see, say, for example, when news comes out, the market makes a very strong move in one direction, and then you naturally, as a novice trader, think, well, the market should keep going in that direction. And then you enter a trade in that direction, ends up going the opposite direction, and you start thinking like, what's going on? So he talks about imbalances and how market comes back to reprice for a better pricing, so on and so forth, and then it started to make sense. And kind of clicked with me. And I think, understanding who I am as an individual helped me identify a setup which would work for me. So a short term, a quick day trade in and out, specific time frame, specific time period when you're trading helps, kind of suits my personality. I tried the swing trading, but then there's too much invested in the market. And then you kind of have a bit of a sleepless night. You wake up early in the morning thinking where it has reached. Should I move my? It's just too many variables. It lasts longer than I would have the patience for.
Yeah, there's too many things that can go wrong, aren't there, with swing trading, in my opinion. So day trading to me it will always be the easiest and the less stressful. All right, do you want to maybe, if you can you share a screen? Maybe show us a typical setup that you would look for at the New York Open.
Sure.
By the sounds of it, it looks like you're looking for some kind of a Judas swing or some kind of accumulation and manipulation at the start, and then you're looking to reverse that after some kind of confirmation. Is that right?
Yes. That kind of summarizes it. Let me open my trading view. I had a great trade just day before yesterday, which was.
Yesterday was a weird day, wasn't it? It kind of.
Yeah. Yesterday was just accumulation and choppy price action.
It stayed inside a range, didn't it? Practically all day. Yeah.
Now let me share my screen. So this is a great trade that I took, which was on the 25th, so this Monday. So a couple of factors, right? So I have a few indicators which helps me take the discretion out of it as much as possible. So I look at the session indicator, which tells me what session and what price is doing. So I don't have to think what time it opens, what time it closes. It's pre-set up. And I trade generally on the 5-minute time frame. So what I'm looking for is the New York Open.
Okay.
Which is marked by the one.
Gray box, is it? Is that the New York Open?
Yeah, the New York Open is just the line, which is a 10 a.m. opening time for the New York session.
Okay.
Right. So it would actually, let me step back a little bit. I would do a top-down analysis. So I look at the daily and what I identify. So all you see is just some annotations that I've made, and I have the EMEA, the exponential moving average indicator. And what price did was on the 20th of June created gaps going into the 21st, and then on the 24th. So you have the weekend. So you have this big vacuum block, which means that there's no price action or a candle covering that space. So I know that eventually I'm anticipating that the price would come down to clear that gap and fill that gap. So that's when I am on the 24th. So that's what I'm anticipating. Although I'm also anticipating that the following day the price could just keep pushing higher, right, on the higher time frame. So that's on the other side of the coin. So I'm just being flexible as to whichever way the price moves. I look at the hourly, and then the price. This is a drawn liquidity, or where I'm anticipating the price to move for the day. The price is essentially moving downwards. seems to be going in that direction, and the price seems to be displaying behavior of it wanting to fill that gap for the day. So the session opens up. So 5:30 my time, which is essentially 9:30 New York time, is when I open the chart to look out for what price has been doing for the day. So, Asian makes a bit of a move towards the upside. London kind of takes out the Asian low, and then you have the opening session, which creates sort of a high. And then at the 9:30 a.m., I see that the price kind of took out that high. So
there's your Judas at the open. Yeah.
Yes, the Judas swing, and then I get a clean break of structure, and price seems to be giving me indication it wants to head lower. So the New York 10 a.m. opens up, the price retraces aggressively, which I'm anticipating because it will always give you a bit of a false move. And there's a neat little fair value gap, which drives my trade. So I'm looking at this fair value gap as an entry point. And I would just pull down the fib. What I did was that I pulled down the fib to see if that made sense. There was no fair value gap above the 50% retracement. So I was kind of half expecting it to take me out. Either it does that. If it does that, fine. I just look for another setup. If not, that's a great trade. I try to keep 1:3 risk reward ratio, which keeps it clean and less risky. But on this particular day, it just seemed like the market was, just seemed too obvious and easy for me to take a 1:3 R and close it. So I said,
was it reaching for something lower from the previous day, or a daily FEG? I see. Yeah.
So this was the vacuum block, and then there was relative equal lows, which was the daily fair, and there was a daily fair FEG below that. So if the price were to move that, it would probably, in my view, would move towards that direction, and it did deliver. So I was grateful for that, and it's just one of the sessions. So essentially, what I'm looking for is the 10 a.m. open, 10 to 11. Look for a fair value gap formation, the obvious draw on liquidity either on the buy side or the sell side, and then just take a trade off of the 5-minute time frame.
Okay, interesting. Just let me ask you a question. Why are you referencing 10 a.m. as the New York Open? Is that something that is, to my knowledge, 9:30 is equity open price. What is 10 o'clock something else in your mind? Is there a macro or something?
Yes, so the 10 a.m. macro is what I'm looking for when the price kind of stabilizes, because 9 p.m. there's usually a strong move in one direction, and it may or may not be the move of the day. So just gives you a little bit of more stability to trade the price.
So you basically just let price do whatever it likes for the first half an hour of the trading session, and then 10 o'clock you start looking for some kind of setup. Right. Okay. Yeah. I understand. Makes sense. Yeah. It doesn't make sense to trade too early, too close to the equity open by, of course. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Indeed. Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
So that's pretty much, that's one example. And then, yesterday was choppy price action. You had the New York Open price had already taken out liquidity, which was sort of an inflection point. It's just the way I call it. Then, moved up. I think I took a trade here, which was an obvious, fair value gap, and I think I closed it right below that, just a few ticks below that. So I had another trade yesterday, which was a good example. So just 5 minutes. What I noticed is that I guess the mindset shift that helped me was the fact that during the learning stage, you spend a lot of time on the chart because you're learning and trying to understand and read price action. But once you have nailed down what your edge is, the lesser time you spend on the markets, the effective it is. If I spend an hour and a half, I get a good win. Close the charts, great day. If I linger around too long, I tend to take trades that I should not be taking, seeing things that are not there. You're just making things up and then forcing.
Give it all back. Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean. I know. I think, as you say, one of the key points for me was actually just only focusing on one particular time of day, say 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., something like that. So literally just a very small window of time just to, I mean, obviously the morning session in equity markets is always going to be the most volatile anyway. So it makes sense to, if there is a setup, to trade that and then call it a day. So which do you prefer, US30 or NASDAQ? Is there a...
I would say that, I trade between the two of them. Sometimes NASDAQ gives a better setup and it's behaving better than US30. What I mean by that is that, as you can see, yesterday the price was very choppy. It wasn't sure whether it wants to go. It seemed like it's going long, but then it didn't. So it was just messy price action. I've noticed that US30 seems to be behaving much better over the last couple of weeks compared to NASDAQ. NASDAQ seems overly bullish with the whole NVIDIA thing and AI being the all and end all of everything in the world. So I tend to prefer US30 seems to be for now giving clean price action and tend to be following structure as such. If you look at it from a daily perspective, it seems to be following what it seems to be delivering as per expectation.
Let's see if that changes when they add NVIDIA to US30, huh? That might cause a bit of a change in the characteristics of it, mightn't it?
Indeed.
Okay. All right, great. Can we see your FundedNext dashboard, or perfectly fine if you don't wish to share it, but
so I may need to share my entire screen for that. So I can open new tab.
How are you finding the experience of FundedNext? Are you happy with the spreads and the payout speeds?
Yes, definitely. One of the key reasons why Next is because it's based, they have an office in Ajman, really have a high degree of faith in anything based out of UAE or regulated in the Middle East. Having lived here for over a decade, that's just my view. I used
to. Of course, you've got some local knowledge, so yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and I used to.
Raj, you're breaking up a little bit. Let me just stop you there. You're breaking up a bit. I just want to give the internet a chance to recover for a second.
Yeah. Is it better now?
Maybe try that again. Yeah, if you could just, whatever you were saying, we couldn't quite catch it. But
yeah. So what I was saying was that I've had a good experience, or rather a very good experience with FundedNext trading with them. Is it better now, or is it still breaking up?
Yes, all good. No, it's all good. All good.
Okay. All right. So I've had a good experience. The spreads are much better. I've never had an issue of slippage or unfilled orders. I traded with a couple of other prop firms, but I always had this issue of the spreads being too wide. I think I was positive on one of the trades, and then the overnight spread opened up far enough to take out the stop loss. I was like, oh,
yeah, of course. Yeah,
one of those things. So FundedNext is very stable. Yeah. So I don't know which one you want to go. So this is my first funded account that I had with FundedNext. So this was a good one because I took a 95% profit split and bi-weekly payout, so you kind of get it once. I don't know, it should be called fortnightly in my personal opinion, but bi-weekly means twice a week ideally.
Yeah, a little bit confusing there. I agree. Yeah, it should be fortnightly, shouldn't it? Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. And then what are you looking for specifically?
Just have a look at your stats, just to give us an idea of your trading, how you manage trades, and how you your risk reward, etc.
So this is probably after my second payout, I've been quite mischievous in the way I've been trading. I guess there's a bit of so-called, I hate to say it, but superiority complex of like, I know it all and I've done it all sort of thing. So one-to-one session with my psychologist to kind of ground my expectations and calm me down. bring me back on track. And I think I nearly came to blowing this account, and I had the last $300. I think, if I had blown it, I would have blown the total loss limit. Was very selective and patient to wait for the trade, which kind of worked out. And I'm still in the process of kind of covering up on this account, which I believe I will. And even if I don't, that's okay. It's part of the process, and something that I've been working with my trading psychologist as well is like, not getting too emotionally attached with funded accounts and payouts and things like that. It's part of the process. As long as you focus on the process and keep executing it relentlessly, the results will take care of it over a period of time.
Yeah, big numbers. Yeah, it should work out. Yeah, okay. Maybe just take a look at a different one. Maybe the one that's the less mischievous one.
So this was a fairly recent one, and then I've had only 2 trading days, but I got one of those.
You must have caught a nice trade. You're already up 8%, so nice. Okay, so risk reward 1 to 4.6, very nice. Win rate 66. Yeah, okay. It's not going to take you long to pass with that sort of stats. No, okay.
Yeah, that's the live account. So I've decided to stay away and keep it, leave it aside until the payout date comes around. Just keep chipping away at the other funded accounts.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
So,
all right.
And then I have just one. I think this was the one-on-one free. So I passed one account, got the funded account, and then I got the other. This is the second account, which also is. So I've passed the profit target. I just need to wait for 2 days until it.
Of course. Yeah. Very nice. All right. And most of those trades were US30.
Yeah, equity trades. Actually, if I look at it, you'll see it actually only has one big trade, which was the trade on Monday. That trade worked out beautifully. Took me home, and the way I work on the challenge account is that, and the risk was the same. So it was $500 risk. So it's not like I was putting in $2,000 to make 4. I tend to keep it steady and consistent. So like 1% I feel comfortable with. So it's like $500.
Yeah.
It's a price. It's an amount I can live with, regardless whether it's a live or funded account. It just keeps it steady and simple.
That's nice. So that's one hell of a good risk reward you got there.
That was the 1 to 8 hour, and I was like, what the market is willing to give me, I'll take it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice trade. Yeah, like you say, risk was intact, $500, but let it run for the 4,000 profit. Nice. Okay. All right, Raj. Thanks for that. That's you can stop sharing the screen if you wish.
Yeah, sure. And I think what really helps is I kind of make notes as I go along. I know you have all these fancy tools with regards to journaling your trades and everything, but nothing works like pen and paper. You kind of write your emotions down, and as I'm going through the trades or watching the trades unfold, I tend to write down or make notes of how I'm feeling. What's going through my head. I think, like for example, the trade on Monday would be a good example. Is that once I set my stop loss to break even and a little bit more, I was willing to close it down and then just walk away from the screen. So I trade generally from the office, so it works out well for me, because then I have space and time, and it's at 6 p.m. UAE time, which is everyone's nearly gone home except for a few, and it's quiet. I can do what I want to do, sit here until 7 o'clock, 7:30, based on if I get a setup, I execute it, and then I just walk away. So on Monday, after putting it to break even, I just closed my laptop, packed my stuff up, and drove back home. And I was like, I'll let it play out. The worst case scenario is that I will make no money, which is absolutely, I'm content with it. I've managed my risk. I know what I'm anticipating. If it delivers, it delivers. If it doesn't, I'm absolutely at peace with it.
How do you find trading in Dubai with the time zone there? I mean, obviously you're a little bit forward from us here in England, so you're obviously trading. When you're trading New York, it's obviously quite late afternoon there. How do you balance your time there? You've got some. You please yourself in the morning. Have you got a different career in the morning, or is this part time, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I have a proper day job, so
Yeah,
I'm in office at 8 a.m., so it's more like 8 to 6.
Okay.
So I finish at 6. As I said, I just trade from the office,
Yeah.
and I'm still at a point where I want to, I like what I'm doing. I love my job.
Yeah.
It's not I'm not one of those guys who hates his 9 to 5 and
Yeah.
couldn't wait. I think it's an extension. If you essentially hate your job and hate your life, trading is not the escape.
No,
It's an
indeed.
extension of who you are.
Yeah.
I like my job, even if I make good, decent money. I mean, for me, the larger goal is essentially to make enough capital so that I am financially free. What that means is, investment in assets, which gives me passive income, make sure that my family's financial future is secure, my financial future is secure. And then, then you just, trading for fun and, teaching someone or sharing my knowledge and wisdom with someone who would, who would help someone in their journey.
Sounds like you got the ideal setup. I think you got it. Yeah, yeah, perfect.
I have the vision. It's just a matter of getting there.
Yeah, or you'll get there. I can tell. All right. Well, I think I've taken up enough of your time, Raj. Thanks for your time, and good luck with the funded accounts. And yeah, speak to you again. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
All right. See you. Bye.
Bye.